Good morning, Althea. Good morning. Beautiful day. Still a little bit of snow clinging on to some tree branches and a little bit of the windshield. And the snow is so beautiful this time of year. I don't know if everybody watched it, but there's big, fat, fluffy flakes sticking on all the trees. There's a huge pine tree out over there, which is covered. It's absolutely exquisite. So, welcome to Althea. Today is Sunday, and that's why we're here. And just a reminder that if you have a cell phone, which probably 2 or 3 of us do, if you would switch it to silent, turn it off, or Rick Hisman often advises you to turn it on stun. That can be interesting during the middle of the service. And just to start off on Sundays, we like to do what we call a land acknowledgement. And I will read that to you. We want to acknowledge that this is the indigenous land of the Cheyennes, the Arapaho, and the Utes. And it's important for us to name that. Their legacy matters because this was their sacred ground, and it is made more holy for Althea because of that. To ensure that this land acknowledgement is more than just a statement, Althea looks for opportunities to be impactful partners and allies for digital communities. Our building is home to 2 nonprofit organizations that impact these communities in Denver. They are Spirit of the Sun and Sisters of Color United in Education, whose work through activism, programming, and education is very impactful. And for those of us who were here last week, we had a couple members of one of those organizations that gave our talk, and it was a fascinating talk. I really enjoyed it. We also have what we read every Sunday, which we call an affirmation of diversity. We affirm that we are a community of diverse spiritual seekers. We are growing in diversity of race, of gender, of sexual orientation, age, ethnicity, background, and physical abilities. We are evolving together in consciousness, moving beyond differences and different dichotomies in order to embrace oneness, unity, and community. We are ever more aware of past and present biases and atrocities, and we are committed to being an open and safe place for seekers to further their journey on the spiritual path towards awakening the spirit of oneness in all of us. So just take a moment, and I would like to welcome anyone who happened to step in here today for the first time. If you would raise your hand so that we can acknowledge and say hi to you. Great, thank you. And all of you will pass your flower. And we certainly welcome you to Althea, and we would love to talk with you after the service, to chat, and to ask you probably 30 or 40 questions that we feel it's necessary to ask you. We also have lunch after service, and we would love it if you are guests at lunch. lunch today. If you can stay, have lunch. If you can't make it today, we hope you come back. And when you go through the line, just tell the ticket taker that you're a newcomer, and they will allow you to get through without paying a huge fee of $7.50 that we charge you. So we would invite you to participate. Oh, well, I'll give you the other 50 cents. And so, Rick, if you would like to come up and lead us in an opening prayer.
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Althea. Oh yeah, right, it's Althea. All right, so if you're comfortable, let us just close our eyes and breathe. Kind of hard not to. But let us breathe purposefully. Let us breathe in that energy from all the plant life, because as we exhale, we give them their life. And so that is so representative of the circle. And the circle of this planet Earth that we live on. And let us just get in touch with that heartbeat, that center, knowing that each and every one of us is a representative of that divine energy that powers this entire planet, this entire universe. It lives and it breathes within each and every one of us. And so let us just let go of everything else and concentrate on that energy, that essence of divinity, where everything on this planet is one with each other. And so I know that there is problems on the planet, there's problems in our homes, there's problems in our city, our country. But let us take this time to know that there is nothing stronger than the presence of Spirit. There is nothing that Spirit cannot conquer. For it is that power of love which wins in him. And so let us each in our own way be an agent for that as we go out into the world and we leave this place. And yes, we know there are strife and there are horrible things. But we have the power within each and every one of us to be that agent of love, to show our fellow beings, animals, plant life on this planet, compassion, light, and love. It is within us. And yes, here in Althea we may be a small community, but never underestimate the power of a small community. And so with a heart filled with gratitude, each in our own way, let us give thanks for being here, for this sanctuary, where we come to re-energize ourselves and to find that joy and light and life and love, that miraculous period of the now. For this is a miracle that we are here in each other's presence. And then let us just let go of anything contrary and embrace that light and life and love. And together we say, and so it is. When you're ready, please stand as you're able to recite our statement of faith. God is all,
think it's such a wonderful way to kind of all participate and join in and just feel what togetherness and unity can feel like. And I think our statement of being, which was written 100 years ago, more, I'm not sure, way back when, and the face of God are just perfect ways to kind of lead us in and let everything else drop. So, speaking of being here, we have a featured musician today. Scott Scheinman. As a musician, Scott has always loved music all of his life. He was born and raised in Denver. Imagine that. His early musical experience was piano and church choir. He continued to play piano for many, many years. And then he discovered his love of flutes when he joined a recorder quartet with a college roommate and friends of his in the 1980s. And then he bought his first Native American flute at a powwow in Stanford, California. In 2003, he was hooked. While mostly enjoying this instrument by himself, rest homes, and perform, he also, let me try that again. Just kind of that. While mostly enjoying this instrument by himself, he also loves it socially, occasionally teaching and performing in hospitals, rest homes, public music nights, and being a member of the Northern California Flute Circle. How many people knew there was a Northern California Flute Circle? I did not. Since returning to Denver a few years ago, he now belongs to the Rocky Mountain Flute Circle. Now, I'm sure many more of us knew that there was a Rocky Mountain Flute Circle. So I'm really looking forward. I heard him play a little bit at the beginning, and the native flute always speaks right to my heart, and I'm really looking forward to hearing Scott bless us with some of his music. Thank you, Scott.
Thank you. Thank you. As was mentioned, I'm with the Rocky Mountain Flute Circle. A number of members of the Flute Circle have been here before. This is my first time, and I really appreciate that you're all having me today. I got my first flute. It's in this collection I'm going to play later this morning on Mother's Day in 2003. So I am like 3 weeks away from playing this instrument for 20 years. I love it. So, the first song, let's set the mood. First song I'm going to play is called the Zuni Sunrise Song. I went online to see if I could find the canonical or the original version of this. And what I actually found is that every professional flute player has it in his or her repertoire. And they're all different. So I picked one, I'm going to try to emulate it. And so this is the Zuni Sunrise Song.
There's one other newcomer that I neglected to recognize this morning. And I'm sure many of us did see this when we first came in, but for those of us who didn't, it's Mr. and Ms. Carpet. We have a new carpet. And it's beautiful. And you might want to take a look at it. It is pristine quality today because possibly this is the last time we will see it as that pristine because it is meant to be walked on and used. So thank you, Daryl, and the other people who made this happen. I think it's really nice. So it really looks good. So, welcome. And I'm very excited today to hear our speaker. I've heard her once before and really enjoyed her talk. And she is one of the candidates for a spiritual leader at Althea. Her name is Christina Jones, Reverend Christina Jones. And she is a powerful teacher, inspirational speaker, writer, and intuitive energy shifter of the divine creator. Reverend Christina is passionate about supporting the divine feminine within all sentient beings through prayer and through higher consciousness living and being. She's the founder and spiritual leader of Divine Feminine Evolution, an affiliate-focused ministry of the Center for Spiritual Living. And she is a healing emissary of light and love, both for herself and for the world. So let's welcome Reverend Christina Jones and give her a big round of applause.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. No blizzard this morning. Fingers crossed. We know Colorado so well. It's an honor to be here, and I'm very humble. This land and this building is sacred. It is holy, as it sits beautifully on this beautiful native soil, on what Gaia and God has created in the love and light. And we are the glory of God. We are part and partial with God. Our bodies are made of the same elements as Mother Earth, 97 to be exact. So I feel it's time for us to, not only during Earth Day or Earth Weekend, but go beyond that every day. When you turn on the shower, say thank you for water. We're breathing oxygen. Look at Mars, it's not like that there. So, with that alignment that we are the glory of Gaia, Gaia is feeling our energies. And some of our energies are not that positive. And I truly feel, sense, and know in my gut and my soul that we are affecting the planet, not just physically, but metaphysically. In other ways.
It's not nice to fool Mother Nature.
I've truly aged myself. That was a you remember that. I have to give credit to that to my husband who came up. He said, you remember that commercial? And I remember I used to dress up as a little girl in New Orleans as Mother Nature. I grew up in New Orleans. I grew up around the swamps. And my great-grandfather was a powerful psychic who once said I will live in the mountains because the South may not make it because we're affecting Mama Earth. Or as he would say, Big Mama. Well, I feel Big Mama's pretty ticked off right now. The volcanoes that are going off, the earthquakes. Yes, what we do, what we put into the earth, the chemicals, but what are we putting in ourselves with our thoughts? What are we truly praying? Because when we're angry, that's a form of a prayer. I don't know if you realize that. Everything we do affects our body, mind, soul, and including the entire planet. Thich Nhat Hanh, who recently left this planet, and I was very sad that day. I also feel he, along with others who have left this planet, are here to help us while in physical form. The earth is not just our environment. We are the earth, and the earth is us. Really feeling that. We have always been one with the earth. I feel all our ancestors know that. Even you go back to Celtic times. I'm Black and indigenous people. I have Choctaw in me from Houma, Louisiana. They're watching the land sink into the Gulf of Mexico. But they also know they may have to move because many of the ancients had moved. Colorado was underwater. Isn't that fascinating? It was the ocean floor. So the planet's always shifting. Therefore, isn't it time for us to shift? To rise in consciousness, to rise in self-awareness. There are crystals in the planet. If you go digging around in your yard in Colorado, you find pyrite. We also have crystals behind our ears. When they go out of balance, it causes vertigo. We are truly with the oneness of Mother Earth. We really are. We breathe oxygen. We can't live without it. There's phosphorus in our bodies. It's in the soil. There's a true connection beyond Earth Day. Every day is Earth Day. Every day is Spirit's Day, and we are spirit in physical form. There are some scientists that believe there are a million other Earths out there, just like our planet. I believe that's true. I believe that's possible. But in order trying to find those other planets, and the way we've kind of treated this planet, hey, we got to fix this one first before we're worried about going to Mars or a different planet. Let's deal with home. Let's clean ourselves up spiritually. And how do we do that? It is prayer and meditation. A positive prayer. Possibly hugging a tree. Kicking your feet off. Colorado's gorgeous. This is the most beautiful state I've ever lived in. And I've lived in a lot of areas. It's gorgeous here. The whole planet is divine, and we are divine. As Nona Brooks founded this with all the powerful women of divine science, I believe they knew this day was coming, a great grand shift in consciousness, a shift in the earth, hence a shift in us. We are the ones we've been waiting for. The earth is listening to us. She is feeling us, and we are obligated as stewards of this beautiful planet to be the most holy of holy, to be divine, to feel into it. Jane Goodall stated, you cannot get through a single day without having an impact on the world around you. What you do makes a difference, and you have to decide what kind of difference you want to make. That's a choice. I do believe in recycling and doing things my part. We're walking on the earth all the time, and it's so unconscious. It's unconscious. God's breathing us all the time. We're blessed to have water. We're blessed to have calcium. We can't live without calcium. That's in the ground, that's in our bones, that's in our food, that's in spinach. Some days I don't like it, it just depends on where to get it from. But we get vitamin D from the sun. Everything is in a perfect collaboration, cooperation. Isn't it time that we be that with each other? I had a deep meditation one day, and excuse me if I get emotional, because I still get emotional, that I was outside the planet. And I love Star System, Star Wars, and all those cool movies. And it was divine. There are no boundaries. You realize there's no maps when the astronauts look at planet Earth. There is no race. It's one big blue ball. My mother, who was steeped also in these teachings, she went through the Unity School and was also a psychic and a healer. She said, one day, baby, when the spaceship removes the cloaking device, they don't see black and white, they see earthlings. They see humans. We are one, like it or not. Some people don't like it. Tough toenails. There's no place to go. I don't have a spaceship like Elon Musk does. You can't just jump off. That's the easy way out. It's time for us to come together. The Earth is going through a photon belt. I don't know if you know that. That started 2020. I don't think that's a coincidence. There's frequencies. There's ley lines here. Go to Grand Canyon. Go to Sedona, any sacred place you've gone to in this plane. Here in Colorado, there's energy fields. Some of the indigenous people believe there's a vortex on Long's Peak that goes out 400 miles. That's a vortex of perpetual healing. We're in it. How about we use it for good? I believe all of us can be in these teachings, can honor one another, can pray and meditate, and believe in the oneness, and affirm in the oneness that the planet is healing. When I hear some scientists say, well, the planet is getting warm. Okay, that may be true. But then I heard that with volcanoes, the planet cools off. God controls everything. So instead of going to feel like, oh my God, this is going to happen, this is going to happen. Well, things happened before we were here. Big Mama was here before we walked on this planet. Things self-correct. Maybe we just hold a higher vision of blue skies and clean water. Maybe there's some crazy amoeba out there in the ocean that can eat up pollution. Who knows? God made skunks. Still trying to figure that one out. I mean, who knows? How about we go deep within? What's the possibility the earth does heal itself while we're still here? And we usher in a new light of love and oneness. And Donna Brooks, one of the beautiful founders of this teaching in this church, we are rising into a recognition of the glory of process, where we stand before a blade of grass and see that even this is wonderful. Even in Colorado, when we have a little bit of a drought, when the grass looks brown and we boo-hoo because we want the green back, the grass is still there. If you dig around that dirt, you see specks of gold. We're also a speck of gold. We are also that oneness, that joy, that peace, that wisdom. The pineal gland, our third eye. You know it's in the shape of a pine cone? Are you aware that the symbol of the pine cone is in Washington, D.C., all over the place? In the Vatican, in Italy, in Paris? It's a sign of higher consciousness. It's sacred geometry. We have sacred geometry in us. There's some mystics that feel we're rising in consciousness, and this is opening up. I believe that is the higher vision, despite what we are seeing on TV and social media. Those days if you want to go into fear and worry, and so lower frequency. How is that helping Gaia or us? We are truly one. And some days when you may meet someone that doesn't believe in this and they want to do what they want to do and they don't care, just bless them on their way. Let's not even judge and try to change and shift. And even preach. I gotta watch that one. How about I work on me? How about we work on us? Taking a day and go and walk in nature, paint and draw. Every part of this country and this land is holy and sacred on so many levels. How about next time you go to a beach or an ocean, just send love to the water. Water has consciousness. Watch the Avatar movies. James Cameron's channeling something huge. It's not a coincidence, not just because of the graphics. Oh, it's so beautiful. He's channeling, he's giving us a message, and I believe he's getting something from God. So how can we channel something and just bless the ocean, bless the dirt, bless the sand, thank you sky, thank you birds for being here. They're singing to us. I believe the trees are the real internet to God. Look at their roots, they go up and down. How can we root ourselves with God? The aspen, we all know, is one organism. Hugworm, they're all talking to each other. They're listening to us. Our emotions are affecting this planet. The great mystic Edgar Cayce, who, by the way, Ernest Holmes knew, and he knew Emma Curtis Hopkins, the founder of the divine science. He said the earth will shift and change. Continents will rise and fall. But it depends on mankind's emotions. We get to affect it positively or negatively. Love is a powerful frequency. It vibrates. Scientists are showing now with alchemy that gold vibrates at the frequency of love. In Colorado, there are gold in their hills. There's still gold that has not been mined. It vibrates. There's a frequency. There's crystals in us. The Egyptians used to eat gold to raise their vibration. It's all connected. The big circle of life. It's all connected. I believe we're headed to something beautiful. Not something dark. The light is rising. It always is. We're still here. We're not going anywhere. So that means we're here to usher in. There's a baby over here. That's a sign of hope. There's a baby back there. My God, down there. It's a sign of hope. We are hope. If you're 100 years old, you're meant to still be here. We all have a mission, and that mission is love. That mission is going deep within and pray and meditate, and not allow your schedule to overrun you and say, I'm going to take a break and go smell the rainstorm that's coming in, which is great here. To take a deep breath every morning of fresh air and say, thank you. Take a bath and say, thank you, Gaia, that the water is still coming through, not coming from lack of worrying about a drought or whatever, just knowing that the divine's got this. How I know we're all here, our ancestors, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for our ancestors. They trusted. Many of mine were farmers. Many of yours were farmers. We're going to be okay. We just have to be in communion with the divine. And in physical form, that is Mother Earth. We are Gaia. Gaia is us. Our bodies are made of 90% of water, same as Mother Earth. We're all connected. And in that divine oneness. So even if your neighbor doesn't feel the oneness, you feel it for them. You don't even have to say it. We can vibrate and shift everything. It doesn't take that many. Greg Braden said it only takes 100,000 people to raise the consciousness on this planet. How about it be one of the 100,000 people and start doing it? And ignoring that what doesn't feel right and step into what is right and what is truth. and saying prayers for our brothers and sisters in the Sudan. Singing prayers as our snow melts in California and in Colorado, when flooding happens, where hurricanes happen. My family members went through Katrina. Behold the light. I couldn't go down there. I was up here. I was on a couch crying, watching my hometown. My aunt's house had 10 feet of water in it, but also was in gratitude that my mother had the wherewithal to get them out 2 years before and live in Virginia. But I still had to pray and hold the light, and when it was time to go back down and help, I prayed and held the light and also treat and moved my feet and helped out. We can all do that as Mother Earth is shifting, and we are shifting. And embrace the shift. Don't be afraid. Don't be scared. The indigenous people made it. Hawaii, they think, was Lemuria. They think Burma is Atlantis. So things going up. There was Pangea. And the human condition we maintained and thrived and kept moving and kept moving. So that's what we do. We keep it moving. And just pray and toe the line of higher consciousness and higher awareness. For the time is now, not next week, now. There's a beautiful vortex of light emerging. I've seen it, and some days I feel it. Peace is here, it's within all of us. And we send peace to Mother Earth and ask that the shift in consciousness is with easy grace, and to give us the power to love one another no matter what, and to hold on to that. And kiss a tree. Some of us used to eat dirt. I did. Plant something this year. I know people tell me, I'm not a green thumb. Oh, be a purple thumb. Try something else. Plant a tulip. And give grace to it. When you go to a beach, rub the sand. Really look at it. We are loved. And God gave us this planet. We chose this as a school, a beautiful, beautiful school to love one another. And I feel, sense, and know it is the time to do it. Because we are connected in that oneness in so many different ways. The animals know it. Our cats and dogs know it. They know it before an earthquake comes. You can hear the earth some days if you hug a tree. There's some scholars believe that each tree has a heartbeat and a doorway. Some of these movies, they're telling us things, like Avatar. They're telling us things. It's not so much fairy tales. What if it's possible? What if it's possible? Why not? Everything's unique, just like our fingerprint. Mother Earth loves us, and she needs us to pray and love her. And with that, I invite you, if you're willing, let's go into a beautiful, holy prayer and take a deep breath. We're always breathing unaware of it. As we breathe in the lungs, that oxygen that Gaia is always providing, I know there is one force, one source, that which is known by no name and all names, the Alpha and the Omega, that which is God, the divine spiritual energy, creator of all the heavens and all the earths. For I know right here, right now, with the senses, we are connected to that oneness, that beautiful, that power, that peace, that wholeness, that presence is God, is source that breathes us and moves us and is moving the earth as we are moving the earth through the photon. I know for the Althea Center, it is rising in consciousness, that it is blessed, it is holy, that everyone that is here is nurtured and is tapping into the great divine feeling the connection to Mother Earth, within and without. More conscious, more aware, more peaceful, more holiness, more blessed, and more connected to God. And I'm grateful for everyone here watching online, in person, and everyone that ever passed over Denver and throughout the world. I'm grateful for everyone that holds consciousness in meditation and prayer. For I know our planet is healing, for we are healing. For we are blessed, for we are divinely guided. And I release this into the beautiful law of the holy heart of the divine Mother, Father, God, which is love and which is Gaia. And so it is.
So we're continuing our celebration of Earth Day. Actually, as Reverend Christina spoke about, Earth Day is every day. But we kind of pay special attention to it this time of year. And so we are welcoming back to Althea Nature's Educators. And they are marching down to the front of the stage now with Caliban. Ooh, Caliban, that sounds interesting. We welcome CO Powers from Nature's Educators is the largest wildlife outreach organization in Colorado. They're full service with educational programs serving Colorado, Wyoming, and Nebraska, and beyond. Their educational raptor shows are exciting. Their Nature Center is absolutely beautiful. And their impact on the community is immeasurable. So please join me in welcoming Nature's Educators.
I don't know if you can talk there. Okay, awesome. Hi guys, thank you so much for having me here. Happy Earth Day or Earth Weekend to everyone. I'm going to get out of Earth real quick. We are Nature's Educators. We are a 501c3 nonprofit. We do run 100% on donations, but what we basically do is we're here to inspire people about nature, and educate people about nature, and how we can really help and conserve our wildlife and help as individuals as well. And I have to tie this really silly knot here with one hand. So there we go. I have two very special animals. I actually brought 4 animals. 2 of them will be at the table afterward. Our first animal is going to be, his name is Caliban, and he is kind of our superstar. This here is Caliban. This is a barn owl. We have all of the species I brought today are native to here in Colorado. So these guys are right here in our state. You can find them in nature and in the trees. These barn owls are very special. So these guys actually have 2 world records on them. They have the best ears of any animal on Earth. I've always said that with barn owls. It was pointed out to me recently that there is a species of moth that technically hears better. I'm going to slightly ignore that today. This guy, Caliban, again, he has the best hearing on this planet. And he actually doesn't have ears like us. He doesn't hear way up here and an ear way down here. And we actually based our GPS satellite technology on a barn owl's hearing. It works the exact same way. If you think about your phone or how satellites work, you have 2 points on that phone. Those 2 points get it up into space, and that satellite dish tracks it and pinpoints those two spaces. Exactly where you are. That's how your phone knows where you are on Google Maps. That's why I put the carpet down. Good boy, buddy. This guy can hear a mouse's heartbeat from 30 feet away. You can hear all of your heartbeats quite easily. We're a lot bigger than mice. But how he does that is that sound of that mouse comes into this ear at a slightly different time than this ear. And he has a big satellite dish-shaped face that pinpoints where that mouse is. These guys, they eat mice and voles and rats and snakes and really anything that would provide calories to him that he can't. The other world record that these guys have is they're the most silent flyers. These guys are ambush predators. And those mice and rats, they have pretty big ears too. So he wants to be as quiet as possible, especially at night when he's hunting. So there have been studies with scientists where they take these very high sensitive microphones and they place them underneath different birds, a pigeon, a goose, an owl, and those microphones will not pick up a single sound out of the barn owl. They are completely silent because he has many, many feathers. He has between 5,000 and 20,000 feathers. A lot of feathers. Now on his flight feathers, he has special hooks on the end of every one of those little tiny hairs. Special little hooks. And those hooks hook into all the other hooks, and it creates this wonderful soundproofing matrix. It's like Mother Nature is telling them, this is soundproofing, this is nature's soundproofing. They do it beautifully, and it's geometric, amazing shapes if you look at it under a microscope. These guys, also, I'm really happy that he's being quite quiet. These guys don't really hoot. They do not sound very pleasant. They do a very high-pitched screech. It's not very fun to hear, but he does it into my ears every time I prepare his dinner. All of the birds and animals we have at Nature Educators are not going to be able to survive in the wild. That's why we have them. If these guys could survive in the wild, we would put them out there, be free. Caliban is actually one of our only ones that don't really have a traumatic backstory. Most of our birds are car crash victims, or window strike victims, or even gunshot victims. So we take these birds in, and while we don't rehab ourselves, we give them a good purpose in life. Good job. We give them a great purpose in their lives when they can't return to the wild, and it's to educate people like I'm here today with you guys. And you just might have seen him fluff up a little bit. That fluff is called a rouse. We never ever want to stress out our birds. And an owl will not rouse if it has any amount of stress. So seeing him rouse makes me very happy. Because it means he's very happy, he feels safe, he feels secure, he's in front of a bunch of people, and it doesn't bother him. So Caliban's story is definitely not like any of our other birds. He was hatched in captivity for the purposes of education and education programs. That is not the normal with us, and the next bird I will bring out is definitely one of those tragic stories. But Caliban here, the microphone will not pick up the sound of his wings or anything like that. He can fly. We like to make sure our birds can fly whenever they want. And how we can help as I'm putting him away. I mentioned that a lot of our birds, that's completely natural. That's why I have a leash. That's my glasses, buddy. I mentioned that a lot of our birds are car crash victims, and there's a very simple answer on what you can do to help conserve nature, especially these birds. Birds of prey, 90% of them do not make it past their first 2 years. It is a very harsh world. We love Mother Nature. The fortunate thing is she gives and she also takes. So it's a hard life out there for those guys, and humans as a whole don't do much to help. But what we can do to help is pretty simple. Don't throw food out your window on your car. That actually helps a lot. When you think about how many birds get hit by cars, a lot of it is these birds have You think maybe, oh, it's biodegradable, it's an apple core, it's a banana peel. Throw it out your car window, pull a mouse or a rat is going to go and try and get that apple core and or the banana peel, and an owl or a hawk are trying to go and get that mouse, and that's how they get into my car. So just simple things like that. We don't have to throw food out our car window, and we can save lives that way. Try and be a little quiet while we get Penny out here. Penny has a very interesting story. She's kind of our sweetheart. She's like the most loving bird ever. And she is very different from an owl. She does not have those ears back. She has ears, but she can't hear them at all. But this used to be the fastest animal on the planet. Now, a few years ago, a geocounter broke that record, so I can't say about Penny anymore. I'm trying to make sure. Over there, I don't want to mess up that. But this is Penny. Penny the peregrine falcon. Peregrine falcons are definitely fast. They go faster than all the race cars. They'll go about 240 miles per hour. Because falcons are birds of prey that are specialized specifically for taking down birds in midair. They are bird-eating birds, and what they do is they go straight up into the sky and they dive on those birds. So a peregrine falcon can take down birds that are a lot bigger than them, geese, ducks, animals like that, because even when you're a big goose that's flying, you are no match for 240 miles per hour. Thank you. 240 miles per hour in the sky, you don't really have much of a chance. Everything about a falcon is for those birds. She has a very special tooth on her beak. It's kind of hard to see. It's called the toenail tooth. And it's just specifically, I can say words, I promise. But it's specifically to break the neck of a bird in midair. She has these stripes, those teardrops on her eyes, and you can see that they go and they're like black stripes, and we have a group of humans that have copied falcons in that way. They're called football players. Same little stripes under their eyes. It's called malar stripes, and that's exactly the same reason that football players do it. If you're catching a football and you're looking at the sun, you don't want that sun to reflect back in your eye. So that's exactly why they have those stripes there. They also do what's called a falcon punch. Punch birds going on that really dive-bomb maneuver, and it is quite impressive to see. But Penny here is our mystery baby. We don't know exactly what happened. She's our baby on the doorstep. She literally, we walked into work one day, yes, there's that in your face. We walked into work one day, and Penny was in a box on our doorstep with an already amputated wing. So she only has half a wing on this side. And you can see they have these long feathers these are flight feathers right here. She just doesn't have any flight feathers. So this lady can't fly. She can't do those dive bombs at 240 miles per hour. So that's why we have her, and we give her a good purpose in her life. While she can't fly, she's a great education ambassador. So yeah, she is a mystery child. We have no idea how old she is, because once a bird reaches an adulthood, they look the same whether they're 2 or 30. We don't know. So she's been with us for at least a few years. She's at least a few years old. But Penny is our little mystery child. She's our baby, and she's one of the sweetest birds we have. All of our birds, we have a variety of handicaps. We have birds with missing wings. We have blind birds. We have brain damaged birds. A lot of them are car crash victims or window strike victims. Hey, that's a good round. So she's also not stressed. I'm really happy to see that. The other thing that we can do as individuals to help these guys in the wild, these guys in particular are prone to window strikes. There's little things you can put on your window that will make it super obvious to birds that that's a window. That's not just air that they're flying towards. Something as simple as Scotch tape and a little cross, and it doesn't even have to cover your whole window. There's companies that make really cool designs for it. There's leaves and spirals and different shapes that you can put on your window and really help these guys. And it really does. There's been studies where population declines don't decline as much when you have a large group of people actively helping to conserve these guys. Thank you so much. I have all this special equipment here while she's over there. She has a little bit of a balance issue because of her acting. And I have all this special equipment so that she can totally try and fly off my glove and she can hang upside down. And all of this means that she'll be safe and unharmed when she does that. Completely natural. But thank you guys so much for having us here. This one requires a little bit of patience. Thank you for your patience.
No problem.
I have to do a lot of these knots every single day, about a dozen times per day. I can't figure out without the knot being used, so. Happier.
I said earlier that I would show you the very first flute that I bought back in 2003. This is it. This flute plays this next song that I'm going to play really nicely. Mary Youngblood is a Native American flute player. She has a number of discs. The very first disc that she created in 1998, I believe it was recorded inside of a cave called Monin Cavern, which is in Northern California in what they call gold country. So I guess you could say that she had somehow channeled the earth in the music that she created. That disc is called The Offering, and this song, which is a song on that disc, is called Silent Wolf. easy to introduce because you all already know this song. This is from a Walt Disney Company animated feature film called Pocahontas. This is the signature song called Colors of the Myth.
This is from my favorite Episcopal. As we celebrate Earth Day today with joy and gusto and gratitude, let us rejoice not at what we have made, but what the earth and the cosmos has made over 14 billion years and has invited us aboard. If we have learned anything from current science and the Webb telescope and the amazing stories emerging about our universe, it is this: the earth is special. We are just the right distance from the sun. We have just the right tilt so our seasons occur to grow things. Just the right distance from the moon so that the tides invite the sea creatures onto land. And lots of water, lots and lots of water, and so much more. Look around, look at your dog or your cat, and feel their thoughtful and caring presence. Taste their beauty. Meditate on the birds and so many animals and fishes, the four-legged ones, the finned ones, the winged ones, and the slithering ones, all doing their thing, all contributing to their own kind and to the rest of us. And we, the two-legged ones, can actually study creatures and their origins and learn why it works and how it works and how long it's been working. Isn't that something? Isn't that something? Isn't it something that we are here to? To take it all in, to be able to be in this presence.
We are latecomers, but we are here. Celebration. It is an exultant expression of existence. Now there's a definition of the one who's all. Are we exultant? Are we celebrating? Are we giving thanks this Earth Day? Are we taught to be celebrating? And are we teaching our young to celebrate the Earth? If not, what are we teaching them instead? What is more important than that? Today, Earth Day 2023, this we know. We are home in a wondrous place that is utterly welcoming to our species, and diverse, and beautiful, and exultant. Are we? Are we? Yes. Right?
I like that word exultant. It's not a word that we get to use every day. So let's just, we are exultant. Absolutely. So we've been here today and listening to music, hearing incredible words and readings, listening to the pure sounds of indigenous flute, all sitting here just taking it in. So now it's our turn. We've taken it in. It's time for us to get out, to participate in what we call the flow of circulation, to climb the pump. So I invite all of us to get ready with our gifts, whether we have them in our hand today or whether we intend to use the dip jar back in the back. And for those of you of a certain age, you'll remember dippity-doo, 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 your card in that little machine that lovingly receives $10. So we invite you to participate in that way. We have, for those of you who are a little bit younger than I am, there's probably a couple of you out there. We have a QR code you can punch and make your donation that way. You can go online at our website and participate in giving to this beloved community of Althea and participating in your own personal flow of creativity and circulation of money and other good in your life and in the life of all of us. Thank you. And maybe you notice that those wonderful birds did not choose to give us any of their special gifts today. Just fine. So let's join together in our affirmation. With great joy, I share my prosperity, planting seeds for a world I am helping manifest. And so it is. Thank you. And so now what we open our service up and we call this prayers for the people. And probably the main teaching of New Thought is affirmative prayer. We have about 20 prayer partners who will affirm with us and on our behalf anything that we choose to present out there. And now if you have a prayer that you would like to request for yourself or someone else, this can be a prayer of healing, a prayer of thanksgiving, a prayer of opening, of accepting, a prayer for clarity, a prayer for more of something in your life, a prayer to release something in your life that no longer serves you, whatever that might be. And you can do that right now. If you raise your hand, we have ushers with those magic microphones. Up front, Luis.
I've asked for prayers for safety for our schools and teachers and students, and I declare that those are working, and invite us all to continue those prayers of protection and love and a joyous and healing end of school year It's like 30 more school days left. Less every single day.
And so it is, thank you. Could you just raise your hand if you'd like to have some prayer support this
I
morning?
have one here. I just want to say, I was sick this week, a few of us were sick, and I'm just so incredibly thankful in my heart. So thankful that we pulled through. I'm so proud of my community. I appreciate those who were there for me. I felt, although I was sick, I just felt so loved, and just thank you. I'm just very thankful. That's it.
Thank you. Anybody else have one?
Prayers for the earth.
Thank you.
I'd like to ask for prayers for an individual named Jenny, who's received a really difficult medical diagnosis. And I'd just like for us to send some light and help them.
Thank you. And just know too that if you have a prayer in your heart that you have not chosen to speak out, just by having it in your heart, know that it is supported and your prayers are blessed by all of us here at Althea. So thank you. And now we come to the time that everyone has been waiting for. Bated breath. I don't even know what bated breath means, but I know that's what I'm
Exultant breath, actually. I have that too. Happy Sunday. I am Ginny. I am part of the team that brings you amazing Sundays. So I want to say another special thank you to the Reverend Christina Jones for gracing us. That Gaia is with us all the time, and we with her. So thank you so much. And another big thank you to nature educators. And there is a booth in the back. I am sure they are also very much into taking donations. So think about giving them a, yes, he's going like this, donation today. And he's got some critters, some reptile critters with us too today. So be sure to check that out. And another big round for Scott for gracing our stage for the first time. And our artist, thank you so much for being with us. He took planes, trains, automobiles. Okay, it was a bunch of buses, wasn't it, really? Together. You got it right, all right. So he came nice and early. So the Sundays that are coming up, let me tell you about that quickly. Next Sunday is April 30th, and Kevin Lockwood will be speaking again. He is one of our spiritual leader candidates. So that will be his second time to speak in that capacity for us. So roll out for that. On May 7th, we have the Reverend Althea Center, who is also a spiritual leader candidate. So check him out. Let us know what you think of him. And then May 14th is Mother's Day. Hooray for Mother's Day. So please roll out. And we have a special speaker who's not spoken with us before, Zamara Jazwierska. So you'll learn more and see more about her as we get closer to that day. And much more coming. We also wanted to mention that Sunday, May 7th, is when we will be hosting here a reception for the Reverend Jane Cobb. She passed away recently, and so we will have a memorial with a reception following. And you'll see that posted. There will be bluegrass music. She was the minister, she and her husband, for 20 plus years, I believe it was, at Althea. So we want to honor her memory, the memory of Jane Cobb. So that is coming up. I also want to always mention that on your calendar, let me see if it's on here, but the metaphysical, there it is, May 20th, Friday or Saturday. Woo, let me get that straight. All day Saturday, May 20th. Althea's Festival for the Soul, put it on your calendar. Readers, healers, vendors, music, food, all sorts of cool things in this space. We also have classes, and I'm going to invite up, because we have the person here who's going to teach it, Alice Brink. After she talks a bit about her class, I'm going to tell you about some others that are going on. Alice?
Good
Morning. What morning? Oh my gosh. How are you? Thanks for flying.
Holy cow. I'll be leaving now.
Okay. What a wonderful, it is exalted, isn't it? Did you guys feel that? Like our state changed 1,000 times this morning. It's like, thank you. Rick, thank you. I mean, it was just amazing. What else happened? So many things happened. So, point is, our state's changing all the time. That the state of being that we are, that is affecting everything that Reverend Christina talked about all the time. So in 2.5 weeks, I'm doing a class, and it's a free class. If you feel so moved to donate, you can donate to that project right there. And that'd be great, our building fund. So I'm a trained, certified trainer in something called connection practice. Connection practice is empathy meets insight equals connection. Empathy, we all can experience empathy, but this is taking it to another level so that we can consciously engage and shift our state into an empathetic state that clears the path for a deeper, more meaningful, more peaceful connection. But the magic of connection practices that we also use a practice out of HeartMath, which is heart-brain coherence. Very elegant, quick coherence that is a tool that can shift our state in a matter of moments. So I invite you to join me. It's in about 2.5 weeks. It's on Tuesday night, May 2nd, on 90 minutes from 7 to 8:30-ish. And so come and play, come experience, and let's change the world. Thank you. Other classes, we have integrated yoga with Linda every Thursday, 5:30 p.m. right here. The class offers an opportunity to reconnect with the innate intelligence of our bodies through the experience of sensations, emotions, and inner intuitive guidance at all levels of yoga are welcome. And then every Thursday, we also have a Zoom offering from at 11 a.m. to 12:30. It's called the Community Connections. And there's Kathy Humphries back there talking to a baby. She's the one who moderates that. So you can join us online. That is every Thursday at 11 a.m. Those are the classes. What we also want to talk about is, as Bob mentioned, we have carpet. Oh, that's a big deal. Because we thought that was going to take a little while. Thank you, Daryl, for making that carpet happen. And yes, check out where the red is on that. We've gotten more donations. We are getting so much closer to our $100,000 goal. We need to raise another $33,000. That's it, because we've now raised just under $67,000. And you can see if you look up there, that's where that money is going to, is to fix things like what's happening in the balcony. We have work underway to repair cracks in the ceiling and walls from previous water damage. The carpet's been replaced. A major drainage issue that was leading to structural problems has been fixed. So this is happening, but we need your continued support to make it happen even more. As you know, fill out your spiritual leader feedback forms. You can put them in baskets. Does anyone need a form? Rick Schaefer everyone's got a form? Oh, over that way. Oh, okay. And pens, we'll have that too, plenty of time to do that. Oh my gosh, and this is one of the coolest things ever. For weeks now, I've been getting up here saying, sadly, Sarma is leaving us to go to Michigan, which I think is on the earth, so I guess it counts, Sarma. We'll let you have that one. She's been our volunteer coordinator, and to replace someone in that role is tough. And we found our guru, and it is Luis Fernandez. Stand up, my friend. He is a and you can imagine, it is a mixture of being smart and tough and loving and So no pressure whatsoever. We're filling some big shoes. And we are still looking for board members. We have 2 spots open, so please become part of the fun. I sit on the board, Bob sits on the board. It's a wonderful way to give back. Let me see, I know I've got just a couple more things to mention. Ooh. Oh, well, just so you know, immediately after this, go visit the educators, the nature educator folks. If you would like a one-on-one prayer session, that is open to you with one of our prayer partners. Who is our prayer partner today? Oh, right there, Rick Kitzman, gentleman right there. Just behind this wall in the historic library, immediately after this, you can go and have a one-on-one prayer session around affirmative prayer, which is a big belief system here at Althea. But also starting will be lunch in the dining room. And if it is your first time, lunch is on us. So we would love to have you. And there will be a deep dive today where the Reverend Christina will take us through this subject in a much smaller facilitated group, but everyone is welcome because it's also your opportunity to get to know a spiritual leader candidate a little bit better. That will happen around 12:30, right? After we wrap everything up, might be a little closer to 12:40, but there's plenty of time to do everything that happens after. And I think that might be it. Rick, did I get everything? All right. And say what? Oh, I got everything. I thought he was saying something else. I don't know what he was saying. So what I would like to do now is turn it over to Daryl to lead us through a community song, and then Bob will wrap us up with exultant energy.
Good morning. Good morning. I really enjoyed that sort of thing. Please stand as you're able and join me in our community song, What a Wonderful World. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the dark sacred day and the dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Alrighty, grab a hand or two or three or four. Time to shout it out. Something wonderful is happening to me right now. Something wonderful is happening to me right now. I am flying with the birds.
birds. I am singing with the flutes. I am responding to beautiful words. I feel it. I know it. And I am it. And so it is.
I think it might be easiest to do it. Then we could also do So the date is August. My brother-in-law retired. Working real estate guy. All over the suits. But as a brother, I like lasers. Give it up with a suit.